And welcome to another episode of Even More Mashed Up, the pop culture podcast featuring two professors talking about all things pop culture. I'm Patrick.
And I am Alan. And today is going to be a grab bag of potpourri. Potpourri as in pop-pourri. Not Pope as in the Pope, because that would be a very different podcast.
You were not wrong when you said your opening was going to suck.
You said you didn't have one, so somebody had to take over, and I didn't have one. That was literally just...
That was your most unenthusiastic woo in the middle of my opening that I have ever heard on the... You're like, woo.
It's 8:30. There's been a lot of complaining already.
But it was mostly
We're
me.
recording a little bit. Yeah, like
mostly
your
me.
complaining does kind of wear on people around you.
I don't think that's true.
Oh my God! Everything just clicked into place for me. Oh, that's how Patrick understands the world.
If the 17 years that I've been here tells me anything, it's my complaining is a joy to everyone's life. People love to hear from me.
Sure.
What's upsetting me today?
Yeah. There's going to be a lot, I bet. So we didn't know what to talk about. There's a couple of strikes going on.
Yeah.
It seems there's kind of a...
Yeah, someone isn't watching Ahsoka, so we don't have that to talk about.
In Ebb, somebody has not been watching season 4 of What We Do in the Shadows.
5.
Is it season 5?
It's season 5.
Not season 6?
It's 5.
Okay. Somebody's not watching the most recent season. Somebody hasn't watched Res Dogs.
Someone's watching it and doesn't know what season they're on.
I don't count seasons. Have you met me?
On this show, you don't count seasons.
I don't really count.
Obviously, I
don't pay close attention to season. Yeah. Anyway.
So we're doing a pop culture roundup. Woohoo!
Right. Oh, that's right. Is that the old beep beep burp burp? No, that's
Trailer Park.
That's the Trailer Park. Yeah. Sorry. Beep 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 doo. All right, so we're gonna round up the pop culture. I understand that you're kind of looking backwards.
Somewhat.
I've
got a couple things that are kind of looking forward a little bit, but then I went down a nostalgia hole.
Okay, I'm looking mostly forward, and I have created a new meter. I know people love the anticipometer or the
anticipometer.
The anticipometer. It's tomato, potato. Mm-hmm. I give our listeners permission to go either way.
Yes.
But today I am introducing the podcastability scale.
Ooh.
I have brought a series of upcoming films.
Okay.
And you will score them
in terms of
on
how
a scale of 1 to 10
are?
of how podcastable they are for our podcast.
Okay, that makes sense.
Right, so we can kind of put together a list.
Because Lord knows we're discerning and have standards of what we will talk about. Zach is literally reading his phone while we're doing the show. That's how engaged Zach is.
We do not have standards, but we do have things we typically do and things we typically don't.
That is true.
Those aren't standards.
No.
They're just
predilections.
I was going to say that. Yeah. So I don't know if you want to start with mine or do you want to trade back and forth?
Yeah, we can start with yours. Go ahead.
Okay. I've got 6 pages of movies, but with little synopses. So.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Is that all you have? Is just the podcastability meter?
I've got this much more.
Okay, so we might switch back and forth a little bit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, this is the bulk of what I brought.
Or you could have told me you were doing that, and I could have taken a week off.
One is Ashoka, and I have not watched it.
Ahsoka.
No, isn't there an H in there?
Yeah, but it's pronounced Ahsoka.
Why would there be an H in there?
I don't know, but it's Ahsoka.
Why does Zach nod at me?
That's true.
That's a good question. But does it make pterodactyl right or wrong?
It makes it weird.
Thank you. Ahsoka.
Whatever.
So, I went to the Rolling Stone list of fall films.
Okay.
But I did make some cuts because there's a lot of films coming.
Except a bunch of things just got bumped, so.
Well, not these apparently.
Okay.
So, number 1 on their list. The Equalizer 3.
That just came out.
Yeah. So, podcastability?
Well, I have not seen Equalizer 1 or 2.
I have not either.
Okay. So, what was a scale from 1 to 10?
Well, let's go 0 to 10.
0 to 10.
Yeah. Because I think some of these will be zeros.
Okay. Yeah, Equalizer's not really in our wheelhouse.
How not? Why is it outside of our wheelhouse?
It's probably particularly violent. You're not big on the violence.
We watch a lot of superhero stuff that's full of
violence.
violence.
That's a different kind of violence. This is shooty violence.
So bullet violence bad.
Yes.
Laser violence good.
Totally fine.
Okay, understood.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think Equalizer 3. maybe for like a throwback to the 80s show or whatever, but there's not much in Equalizer 3.
Yeah, I'd maybe give it a 2.
Let's move on to more interesting things.
Excellent.
I had it at a 3.
Okay.
Or no, I had it at a 0. Sorry,
okay.
I read the 3 for Equalizer in my notes. Next film, El Conde. Have you not heard of El Conde?
I've not heard of El Conde.
Wait till you hear about El Conde.
Oh, my Lord.
It translates as The Count.
Okay. Ooh, is it a Dracula movie?
On December 10th, 2006, Augusto Pinochet died at the age of 91.
Okay, does not feel like a vampire.
Leaving behind a long legacy of terror and repression.
Yes.
Filmmaker Pablo Larraín offers an intriguing alternate scenario.
Ooh, is Pinochet a vampire?
What if the Chilean dictator was actually a centuries-old vampire?
Ooh.
Who's been wreaking blood-sucking havoc since the French Revolution? Etc., etc.
Ah.
What is that on the podcasting scale?
That feels like a 10.
Oh, thank you. I was afraid you were not going to buy into that one.
No.
But I am so in on El Conde. I couldn't be more in on El Conde.
It's got history. It's got vampires. It's like, what's not to love?
Right. If it were only a musical, it would be
well, it depends
perfect.
if it's a musical or a movie with music.
No, I want a full-blown musical. That's why when I say musical, I don't mean movie with music.
Then you must be excited because they did release the list of episodes for the next season of What If, which is coming out on Christmas.
Yes.
And one of them is WandaVision. What if instead of sitcoms, Wanda watched musicals? I am not making that up.
That sounds like
a
ton of fun. I do not care for What If.
I know, but that is literally one of the concepts.
But I will come back and watch that one.
What if Wanda watched musicals?
Yeah, I will not say that I will. I'm no promise that I will watch all of What If season 2.
Yeah, I should actually. That would be a good thing. I should bring up the What Ifs, the topics.
That's brilliant.
I wish
love it.
That would be fantastic.
Could 100% work. So we are in then. Like El Conde is on our must-do
list.
Yeah,
that's.
You don't think so, Zach? Like, what's the complaint?
I don't. It just seems a little like cheesy.
Well, yeah, that's
I know that's the point.
That's part of the appeal for us.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But it's like, here's a dictator, and surprise, he's a vampire.
Yes.
I thought Patrick might rate it a little bit lower because you generally don't like vampires because they're bad people.
When have I ever said that?
Not all.
Oh, what we do in the shadows, you said you couldn't support
that was
the show
particular
because they
to
were
that. That was
bad
particular
people.
to that show.
But other vampires are not bad people.
No, because
they all do feast on human beings.
But
right?
other films don't make the bad vampires the protagonist of their show. See, in Dracula,
so
Dracula is not the
protagonist of Dracula?
No, he's pretty much the antagonist because he's killing all the people.
Yeah, I think of him as the protagonist.
He's not the protagonist at all.
Huh.
No.
Interesting. So the protagonist has to be a good guy?
Generally speaking, yes.
Yeah?
As opposed to the antagonist.
Huh.
So, yeah. Yeah.
Well, there's an argument to be made that the protagonist is the antagonist to the antagonist.
Yes, there is an argument to be made.
And what do you think about the antagonist of the protagonist is the antagonist?
Yes, that would be the definition
like
of an
the
antagonist.
enemy of my enemy is my friend?
No, that was more like the enemy of my enemy is my enemy.
Which is, well, no, there was an enemy and a friend and an enemy in it. Because the protagonist would be a friend.
And somewhere in there's a sea anemone as well. So there's like...
that's well done.
Thank you.
Well done.
Yeah.
Well done.
But yeah, no, yeah.
So we're in on El Conde.
Yeah.
Now, the question is,
because
will
clearly,
it actually come
they're
to
not,
music?
They're not, no. They're not,
Right.
Clearly, if they're making Pinochet a vampire, they're not probably depicting Pinochet as a sympathetic vampire, so it's probably fine.
Okay, got it. So as long as the vampire is not the protagonist.
Correct.
You're okay with it.
Yes.
But couldn't you argue that Guillermo is the protagonist and that the vampires are his antagonists? I think you could.
You probably could, but
In
I'd
the
have to
most
watch
recent
more.
season,
I'd have to watch more of the show.
Gizmo becomes a vampire and then gives it back because he doesn't want to be a vampire.
Okay. You do realize that spoiling all of season 5 for me isn't really getting me to go watch the show, right?
Are you going to watch the show?
I don't know. I might.
Uh-huh. Anyway. All right, next one on the
Yes.
podcastability scale.
Yes.
Dumb Money. This is about the amateur investor in the GameStop story of a couple of years back. From the director, Craig Gillespie, who made I, Tonya.
Okay.
It's got Paul Dano, Seth Rogen, Pete Davidson, Shailene Woodley, Nick Offerman, America Ferrara, Sebastian Stan.
Okay. It's getting better.
Anthony Ramos.
Okay.
And more.
Okay.
So it's stuffed full. This is important for you to know.
Mm-hmm.
It's stuffed full of famous people.
Gotcha.
What do you think?
Boy, that's a tough one because it being by the director of I, Tonya has some.
That helps, right?
It does. So maybe like a 6 or a 7.
Yeah, I thought you'd put it a little bit lower.
Yeah, I was thinking like 5 or 6 originally.
Yeah. But I thought what you have like. This has not only star power, but I think video games are number 4 on your pop culture hobby list. Here's my the pop culture hobbies you partake in.
Yes.
Here would be my list for you.
Okay.
Gotcha. Superheroes?
Well, I mean, that's a fairly broad category.
Legos.
Okay. I mean, but superheroes aren't really a hobby. Superhero comics, like my comic books, are a hobby.
All right, so they think that's included in superheroes.
Okay.
I think superheroes.
Okay.
Legos. Mm-hmm. Whatever is currently running on TNT, and then video games.
Okay, that's just mean. That's just me. Just because I have the TV on, and they did have.
Here we go.
They had
always a TNT story.
Yeah, they had a Marvel Phase 1 marathon this weekend. Basically, nice. Iron Man through Avengers. So yeah. I had that on in the background from a weekend.
So maybe it should be number 2 on your list.
No, it's not really a hobby. It's just it's just that's on.
Something you do all the time to entertain yourself.
That's not what I do. I just have it in the background while I'm doing other stuff.
A regular activity that you partake in.
No, it's not
to
an
entertain
activity.
Yourself. It feels like
it's not an activity. It's just I just have the TV on for background when I'm doing other things like my hobbies.
So if Zach is just sitting on a horse while it's walking around, horse riding would not be a hobby. It would just be he's just sitting on a horse that happens to be walking.
Well, if it's not a hobby, I have to wonder why he got on the horse in the first place.
Like it's a hobby horse.
Oh, Jesus. Was that really?
We should do this at 8:30 all the time. I feel like I'm cooking. All right, how about here's one I think you're gonna like.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen A Haunting in Venice?
I have seen the trailer.
It has popped up in trailers, right?
Yes, I've seen the trailer.
So it is, a classic kind of murder mystery scenario.
It seems a little ghostier than your typical murder mystery.
Well, somebody dies, right? Doesn't somebody get murdered?
Yeah, but they believe it was murdered by a ghost.
Do you think it was a ghost, though?
I don't know. I mean, generally speaking...
So it's not a murder mystery if a ghost did it?
Well, it seems to be... I mean, in terms of the...
It feels to me like it's a murder mystery so long as there's a murder. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're never one to talk over people.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
Whew.
Now you know how it feels. No, but it seems... I mean, the trailer gives the film more of a horror vibe than your typical sort of Kenneth Branagh... Because this is like his 4th of these Agatha Christie movies that he's done.
It's true, but it feels
like...
this
one has more of like a horror vibe than is usual, so...
Right, but it is Agatha Christie.
It is. I mean, I did see...
It's based on her novel about a Halloween party.
Yeah, I haven't read the novel.
So you would think that Agatha Christie might not qualify as a detective mystery novel.
No, it's more that I'm not sure Agatha Christie would be so much of the horror vibe as the film has.
Fair enough. So you don't want to see this one then?
I don't know. I did see Murder on the Orient Express.
I did not.
And I have not seen any of the others.
Okay.
And I don't think I saw Murder on the Orient Express until it showed up on like HBO Max.
Because this is the 4th.
Yes.
I did not know there was even a series.
I literally said it was the 4th movie like 10 seconds ago.
What were the other ones?
Right here. It says that's what
Death on the Nile.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh, did you have the other ones?
Oh, no. I'm just being talked over, so I wanted to make the point. I do not have the others.
Oh, okay.
All right, next. The Creator.
I can't remember what the other one is.
The Creator. You've certainly seen The
Creator. Why? That sounds vaguely familiar.
It's all the theaters and trailers, but the name doesn't stick. It's about the future AI, kind of the little girl that's the future.
Did I see that?
But she's like she's like an android.
Oh, I did see that. Yes, I think
they've got whenever I went back to their head.
I think when I saw Blue Beetle, that was before Blue Beetle.
Yeah, it was definitely there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Like a 5.
I've got a 5 as well.
Yeah.
All right, this one we're going to agree on as well. The Exorcist, Believer.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm pretty sure that was one of the trailers that I saw before Oppenheimer.
Yeah, the two girls.
Yeah, and I do not need to see the movie because that trailer basically showed you the whole movie. Plus, it did not. Yeah, I'm not a big horror fan to begin with. So.
Yeah, that was my assumption. You don't like horror films, and I don't think there's any no way we're going to do this.
I would not expect so. Depends on. I mean, we'd have to get really desperate.
I don't know. That might be like skip a week.
Possible.
Desperate.
Yeah.
For me. Taylor Swift, the Eras Tour.
Oh.
It is apparently coming.
It is, yes.
The tour
apparently,
that broke Ticketmaster.
What was it? Because it's coming to AMC and Cinemark, or like there's some theater chain that's ticked off that it's not coming to them.
Oh, really?
I think there's someone that's ticked off about it. I'm not sure who it is.
Here's a surprise for you. I have paid no attention to the Taylor Swift tour or news about it.
Yeah.
I do know that it sold a lot of tickets, and
it's done all right.
It broke Ticketmaster.
It's done okay.
Yeah.
My older sister and niece went to the show in Tennessee that was basically rained on the whole time. So
I have a student who somehow won the lottery to get tickets to the last show, which I think is in Canada somewhere. She doesn't have a passport yet, so but there's some time. I think Emma made it seem as if there's some time between now and the
possibly. I think I
have no idea. Again, one of us is more of a Swiftie than the other.
That's true.
On this show,
I doubt that's something we'll talk about on the show.
It doesn't feel like a very high. We almost never talk about music.
No,
we don't.
And we very rarely go to concert movies.
I'm trying to think if I've ever been to a concert movie. No, there are a couple, but I don't think I've actually.
Yeah, so
I don't know. Like a concert in a movie just doesn't seem like a very. It's not a very intriguing idea to me. A concert live, Yeah. All right, how about Killers of the Flower Moon?
Oh, yes, that's a 10.
That's definitely a 10, right?
Yeah, that's a 10.
We both agree it's Scorsese. It hits almost everything we talk about.
Yep.
So Killers of the Flower Moon is
that's something we should.
So right now we've got El Conde for sure.
Assuming we can actually see it.
Right. We've got Killers of the Flower Moon.
That one's going to be pretty wide release, so we'll be able to see that.
For sure. That's about all we got so far. I mean, Dumb Money was kind of a... All right, wait, a couple more.
Okay.
There are more. I'm only on page 2.
Oh, good Lord.
So, how about Pain Hustlers?
Don't know anything about it.
Andy Garcia, Catherine O'Hara.
Okay, those are quality
Brian
people.
D'Arcy James and Jay Duplass co-star. David Yates, the guy who directed most of the Harry Potter stuff.
Yes.
Is in the director's chair.
Okay.
Do you know about it?
Nope.
Stars Emily Blunt as a single mom recently unemployed, dealing with her daughter's medical condition. She gets an offer that's too good to refuse. A pharmaceutical setup in Florida run by Chris Evans sees her as the perfect person to help sell meds to the masses. She joins on only to discover that she's joined on to a conspiracy. Pain Hustlers. It's got Captain America.
I think you're more interested in Emily Blunt.
Yeah, I thought she was just okay in Oppenheimer, so I'm not...
She didn't have a huge role in Oppenheimer.
That's fair, but I don't think she did much with it.
So, that doesn't really...
What's the matter, Zach?
Just okay. She did so well.
In Oppenheimer?
Yeah, I thought she did great.
She did great, but she just didn't have...
She didn't have a major role.
Number one.
Yeah.
But the scenes,
great.
the scenes that she was in, what she didn't
Zach,
say...
You are definitely going to get an angry message from Hope when she hears.
Why?
She tends to agree with me on the Emily Blunt performance.
I really like Emily Blunt, though. That's the thing.
Oh, so does Alan.
I like Emily Blunt, too.
Emily Blunt fan.
I'm able to kind of discern, though, and it didn't work for me. All right, so Pain Hustlers.
Not grabbing me.
Okay, so it's like a 0 not grabbing you, or a 4 not grabbing you?
Maybe I'll give it a 3, because depending on... I mean, it's hard to say, but it sounds like it might be a kind of Oscar baity kind of film.
With Catherine O'Hara, it's the casting is kind of strange.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It suggests kind of a comedic turn.
Yeah,
I'm a
little confused by it. Yeah, so
it's hard to know.
Yeah.
All right, a lot of buzz on the next one, which I believe is an A24 film. Priscilla.
Is that the Elvis Presley one?
Yeah, told from the perspective of
Priscilla.
Yeah. So
who's playing Priscilla?
I don't.
Because that's got to be Oscar bait right there.
Kaylee Spaney.
Oh, okay, don't know her either.
Yep.
That's got to be an Oscar bait film.
Elvis is played by Jacob Elordi.
Okay.
For sure. I mean, it's an A24 film, so it's definitely a prestige picture.
Yeah.
At a minimum.
Yeah.
But A24 has cranked out great stuff. It's directed by Sofia Coppola. Does that help or hurt?
I'm not sure I've seen anything directed by her. So
none of that really is then connecting to you.
Yeah, it's not.
We almost never do biopics here.
We do Bohemian Rhapsody?
We might have done that one, but we didn't do Rocket Man. We didn't do Elvis.
We did Oppenheimer.
That's true.
And Barbie.
True. Is that a biopic? All right.
Frost Nixon.
We've never really officially done that one.
I thought we had. Or maybe it was a grab bag.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
There was major arguments during one of the episodes where it was not about Frost Nixon.
Yes, no, but we've done. I think we've done an actual discussion of Frost Nixon.
Frost Nixon is almost always not on the docket.
Yes,
when Frost Nixon
just makes its way.
It's like the
weed that you can never get rid of.
Like a little ghost in the new.
Someone just really can't let that film go.
Yeah. Okay, this one's got to win for you.
Okay, how many more of these do you have?
I can stop whenever you want.
Okay.
American Fiction.
Ooh, I like the title.
Let's see. So Cord Jefferson has written Station 11, The Good Place, Master of None.
Okay, those are all quality.
Also wrote a standout episode of Watchmen. I don't know which one.
Okay.
This is about a college professor and writer named Thelonious, quote unquote, Monk Ellison, who finds his intelligent, complex novels have fallen out of fashion. Contemptuous of what passes for great literature these days, he pens a parody of the black experience under a pseudonym, and suddenly everybody wants to know who the mystery author behind the massive new bestseller is.
Why does that sound familiar?
I don't know.
Is it based on a novel?
Does not say so.
Okay, it sounds. Some reason that premise sounds familiar.
Here.
That sounds. Yeah, if it.
I felt like that was right in your wheelhouse.
Yeah, that one sounds good.
Could be more in your wheelhouse.
Yeah, I mean, it just kind of depends if that's going to actually show here. So
right. Race fiction narrative, but
yeah.
if it did show here, like El Conde is a 10, even if it doesn't show here.
Yeah, I'd say American Fiction's a 10.
All right, how about Rustin, the Bayard Rustin biopic? Civil rights activist, 1960s.
I know. I'm not a big biopic fan.
Okay. All right.
Biopics not my thing.
I'm glad you know.
Yep.
How about Sly?
Oh, my
the
Lord.
Sylvester Stallone documentary.
Oh, good God, no.
Really?
No.
I just feel like it would be fun.
Yeah, you made me watch Tiger King. Yes.
Yep.
Made me watch Tiger King.
Exactly.
And I feel like this. Yeah, no, because it's
you know what I'm gonna do one
it's
day?
the Sly Stallone documentary made by Sylvester Stallone. That just does not.
How else should it be made? I mean, it's just going to be so.
I'd sooner watch the show about like him and his wife and daughters. That's on like E.
Did not know there was such a show.
Yeah, there's one.
Yeah.
Apparently, he makes it hard to date.
Yeah.
Based on the commercials I've seen.
It seems like he would be that kind of father.
Yeah.
Yeah. He and Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Okay, two more, then we can quit. The Killer, based on a comic book.
The Killer.
I
think I've been hearing about that lately.
French comic series by Alexis Matz.
I missed that episode. I missed that series of Tintin comics. Except Tintin's Belgian, I think. Not French.
Yeah. Tilda Swinton's in it. Michael Fassbender's in it.
Oh, that's movie. That's where I heard. Yeah, I saw something about Michael Fassbender.
Good to see him back.
Because isn't that a David Fincher?
It is.
Movie? Yeah.
David Fincher movie.
I do like Fincher. That could be good. I'd like, say, an 8 or a 9.
As a comic book, I thought it would be a 10. Then The Marvels.
Oh, that's a 12.
Yeah. I had you at 100.
Yeah, we have to see The Marvels. So that just got postponed till next year, I think.
Yeah. So we will not talk about The Hunger Games or Napoleon.
Hunger Games is probably a 10.
For me, it's more like a 2.
Oh, we still have to do Hunger Games.
Right. He gets to always list the stuff that he has to watch.
Mm-hmm. But you can't do the Hunger Games.
Exactly, see?
I'm going to make a long list someday.
I'm pretty sure you have.
The entire hour of stuff that I've had to watch for this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and Napoleon?
Nah, not again, biopic.
Not even with Joaquin Phoenix?
Yeah. Oh, you just lost me. I've kind of soured on Joaquin Phoenix since Joker. Yeah.
Well, Joker was not a good movie.
Yeah, exactly.
I agree. That's fair. All right. I am done.
Okay. So I've got an article about the 10 things the DCEU can learn from the previous DCEU that I thought would be fun to run by you.
Okay.
In terms of this by Kai Young from Screen Rant.
I don't know.
Getting your sense of whether or not this is good advice and
okay,
based on what we know so far, whether or not the DCEU is fine. So number 1, Justice League proves the DCEU shouldn't try too much too soon.
Well, that's obvious in every film they've ever made. Mm-hmm. So I give that a check.
Okay. Man of Steel proves origin stories don't need to be told.
That's interesting. We probably don't need them, I guess. I don't know if Man of Steel proved that. Every superhero movie that's been made in the last 8 years. Yeah. Okay.
Suicide Squad.
Oh, boy.
Shows the value of using lesser-known characters.
I disagree. Lesser-known characters I'm okay with. Yeah. Suicide Squad demonstrating no.
Yeah, specifically the first Suicide Squad is the one they're talking about.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are. At least they are. The picture they had was of the original, and they referred to it as Suicide Squad, not the Suicide Squad.
That's even more wrong. Yeah, I would say then.
The Batman. So that's the most recent one with Pattinson.
Yeah.
The Batman proves that directors' visions are key.
Who was the director?
Matt Reeves.
Director's visions. Well, he did have the vision of Batman being a terrible detective.
Yes.
Again, the point, the director's vision is key, is true. I'm not sure I'd go to that movie to prove it.
Yes. There might be other movies.
That's almost what I've said about everything you've said thus far.
Pretty much.
True lesson, not based on the movie they're citing.
Wonder Woman proved that disconnected narratives can work.
No. Why would you pick Wonder Woman for that?
I don't know.
When there's so many superhero movies that have told disconnected narratives can work. Yes.
Yes, they can. Batman v Superman proves the value of a strong villain.
I think you can just... If Zach could just take my response to the first one and just loop it to each one of these.
Yeah. To be fair, their point is that it proves it because the film does not have a strong villain.
That makes me feel better about that one.
Yeah. Okay. That they're like, it's Lex Luthor and Doomsday and neither one's a good...
Yeah.
So... I think you're going to like this one. The Dark Knight proves that the DCU's Batman needs to be realistic.
Oh my God. I don't even know what to say to that.
I know.
Yeah. Should Batman be realistic?
Yes. No, it should, based on The Dark Knight.
Yeah, again, I'm not sure The Dark Knight demonstrates that or proves it. But yeah, I guess a realistic Batman.
Okay.
Like, how do you make Batman... Well, I mean...
Unrealistic?
Is he realistic in The Dark Knight?
That would be a question to ask.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Okay. Joker proved that comic accuracy isn't always necessary.
That what?
Comic accuracy.
Comic?
Being accurate to the
I thought
comics.
You meant like funny.
No, being accurate to the comic.
I think that, again... I'm not a canon guy, so true, but Joker, no.
Okay, now this is one that I think you're going to find really interesting. The Dark Knight proves that success leads to success.
Is this the dumbest thing I've ever heard? Well, not dumbest, it's just...
What is this list?
Right. Do you think that the third Batman is better than the second?
I actually really like the third Batman.
Yeah, better?
It's hard to say.
I mean, it's certainly a success, right? So success, yes. If his point is that if you make a successful franchise, you can then continue shoving it down the throats of people, 100% true.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, last one. Okay. Aquaman proves the DC universe needs more fun projects.
Well,
I don't know.
Well, do people think it was intentionally?
I don't know.
Fun?
I don't know.
So fun or funny?
Fun.
Yeah, I didn't find Aquaman fun. I found it a slog.
Yeah.
So, do they need more fun projects? Yes.
But Aquaman
So this guy, like this writer gets it, just for all the wrong evidence.
I believe so, yes.
Writes a good thesis, does not provide supporting evidence. That would be my take on that one.
Yeah. Well, except I thought, Justice League proving the DC shouldn't try too much too soon. That's probably fair.
It is, but
however,
I
also
think...
if you will recall, the list of things that I rattled off of you that are already planned and only represent like half of Phase 1, right. I feel like that they're already not...
Oh, they're definitely not going to learn any of these. Why would you expect DC to learn any of these lessons at this point? Yeah. So... I do not have high hopes for superhero films, but I assume I will continue to go see them.
Well, because I'll make you, I believe, is your point, right? That's hurtful.
The Marvels I'm excited to see. That one actually looks like a fun movie.
I know one aspect you're going to be excited about.
What's that?
It apparently has the shortest runtime of any Marvel movie.
Thank God. That gets it an extra star.
Or right pretty close to it. Yeah.
Huh.
Shortest runtime being 3 hours.
No, because God or Love and Thunder was pretty short.
I can't remember how long that movie was.
I think it was less than 2 hours.
Yeah, which a movie generally should be, just as a rule.
Yeah, like I recently watched Scarface, like the 1932 one, because I had to watch it for film history. It was an hour 30. Loved it.
Man, a good tight gangster film like that? Yeah.
So good.
Have you seen Little Caesar?
Not yet.
Which is the one I usually teach.
I'm going to see that one next for the next discussion post that I have to do for the class.
Nice.
I'm having much fun in
Let
this
me know
class.
what you think about Little
Okay,
Caesar.
will do.
It is one of my favorites.
Pizza.
I don't know what to do with that either, Zach.
Mm-hmm.
All right, do you have more?
Oh yeah.
All right.
So these are some that I would like to get your comments on. This is sticking with sort of the Christian Bale Batman.
Okay.
These are some fair or foul.
The Christian. Where did these come from?
Well, that's going to be part of the thing.
Oh.
Keaton did have a ridiculous voice. Talking about the Michael Keaton Batman.
Okay.
That said...
Ridiculous in a good way or a...
Let me finish the quote.
Oh, okay.
That said, I'd rather put up with a ridiculous voice than with horrible action sequences and acting barely worthy of the Batman TV show.
That's about Bale?
Yes.
That he had...
Horrible action sequences and acting barely worthy of the Batman TV show.
Sheesh.
There's more.
That seems like a funny...
I have no idea how you can think that the Burton Batman has more similarities with Moore or Miller's Batman and Joker than Nolan's does.
Oh, good Lord.
And listen, I have problems with both of Nolan's films. I don't think either one is classic, and I don't even really think Batman Begins is good, but they're far superior to the first Batman.
Wow, I'm trying to figure out who that is. Is that James Gunn?
Yes.
Are you serious?
Yeah, the people found a whole bunch of tweets from like years ago where he just savages the Burton Batman.
So he doesn't, but he's also not...
He's also not a fan of the Bale one either. Yeah, he's trashing all of them.
Bale one either. But nothing on Pattinson?
No.
But Pattinson's not inside that universe, or is
Correct.
he?
No, the Matt Reeves universe is its own separate thing.
Oh, God's sake.
As will be the supposed J.J. Abrams Black Superman film they're doing. That will be its own thing.
Well, I'm very glad they're simplifying things.
Yeah, exactly. It's good that they're not trying to do too much too soon.
Important to know that, yeah. Wow. So, I don't know, like, I'd be happy to see a new take on Batman. I'm not sure I agree with all of Gunn's critiques. I don't think the action sequences were bad in the Dark Knight series.
Yeah, actually, that might be about the Burton series. It might be the Burton series that he's trashing.
Oh,
though he's only
trashing.
I think he's trashing the Tim Burton Batman.
And so
I think he's also saying I also don't really think Bale's that good either.
So the comparison to Batman 66,
I think that's to Burton. That's Burton.
Well,
because he could live with. I think he could live with the ridiculous voice if the rest of the film was not garbage.
Oh God, okay.
In his mind,
yeah. When those movies came out, I liked them. I haven't watched them in a long.
Yeah, I haven't watched them. They're not on TNT very often.
I was going to say, unless they're... Yeah, so I don't remember the acting in that. I mean, certainly Jack Nicholson's Joker, I think today would feel a little...
Yeah, I don't know if the article I have here he had quotes about that.
Yeah, might feel a little dated, or... I mean, in some ways, that's as close to Batman 66 as it is to The Dark Knight.
The Tim Burton Batman is poorly written. The soundtrack is the worst work of everyone involved, and it is absolutely one of the most boring films over. Not only that, but the reveal of the Joker as the killer of Bruce Wayne's parents spits in the face of Batman's origin.
Oh, canon.
And is a nullification of the bottomless thirst for vengeance that necessarily drives Batman. It pretends not to be campy, but is completely so. That's fair. And on top of everything, the dark creature of the night can't even move his neck. Give me a break. It's a ridiculous, awful film. Burton's Planet of the Apes is genius in comparison.
Now, that's the one he should have run by me, because that Planet of the Apes is a disaster of a movie. It is. You take Burton and you mix in some Wahlberg and you think, there's something cooking there.
Yeah.
And there was nothing cooking there.
Yeah. Again, I remember Tim Burton saying that he broke his rule for that film, which is that you do not remake films that are already good.
Yeah.
And that was...
Bad choice.
Yeah. Because the original Planet of the Apes...
How are you going to beat that?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's like Burton's rule was do not remake good films, which he then broke again when he did Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
It's like, you got to stop breaking your rule, dude.
Man, just watched Gene Wilder and Bonnie and Clyde the other day.
Yeah.
Oh, he's so good.
Oh, you didn't have Wonka on there as one of your upcoming films.
I didn't get to it on the list somewhere. Yeah. I have no enthusiasm for that movie.
Yeah, no, I have no enthusiasm either. I don't need the origin of Willy Wonka.
It's a Timmy Chalamet career killer. Yeah, no. It's gonna do tremendous destruction to his career.
Possibly.
Yeah.
If his dating Kendall Jenner doesn't.
Well,
what?
Yeah, they apparently revealed they went to a Beyonce concert together, so that's apparently there.
He's put together a lot of bad choices, from what I understand. Little Timmy, but anyway, I guess the Keaton Batman does have the camp.
Oh, it does. It is campier than like I remember when that came out, and when it came out, it was supposed to be this. It's like it's a much darker Batman, but which the first one was, but the second one with when you have the rocket bomb penguins, you veered into campy.
No, that's
the second one is much campier.
It's true, and I mean Tim Burton just has a kind of
there's an element of camp in
inclination
him,
to what he makes. Yeah, that seems overly harsh. Believe it or not, on all of the Batman movies. Yes. But given what James Gunn has brought so far to the DCEU or the DCU or
DCEU is the one that's ending.
Okay, whichever.
Like, that's not confusing either.
What he's brought to the table. Why would anybody trust him at this point? Yeah. Do you?
It's not so much that I don't trust him.
Yeah.
I don't trust DC.
But he's the guy calling the shots now. So you think he can't? You think he might have ideas to say, but the corporation won't let him?
But that's no. It's actually the opposite because we talked about this before. Like, particularly the first Guardians,
right?
Is a really good film.
I agree.
But he had to work within the constraints of like a PG-13 kind of movie,
right?
Then we get to the Suicide Squad, where he's got the rated R.
Terrible movie.
And it's just not, it's not nearly as good. Like, I think he's someone that works better when he's a little bit restrained.
You think he needs more guardrails?
I think he needs more guardrails. Yeah, like, because I think you get a bit too, like, and same thing with the Peacemaker TV show.
Yeah.
There's some things that show does well, but there are a lot of moments in that show where it's like it's John Cena's Peacemaker and some other character, and they're doing some bit of dialogue for like 10 minutes that clearly Gunn thinks is funny, and I'm like, this is not funny. Like and that's the issue, is that the more unrestrained he gets, to me it seems the less effective he is. And so now that he's the head honcho, there's no one to tell him this is not a good idea.
Right, and now we know his ideas on Batman.
Yeah. Which people are basically saying means he should be fired.
Okay.
That's been the general reaction to the tweets, that he should be fired.
Some of what he said was dumb.
Yes.
But is that a fireable offense?
I don't know. They're saying, because he doesn't understand Batman, apparently.
People are...
Yeah.
You know what? There's no winners in this. Like,
no.
I look at everybody involved in the story you're telling right now, and I'm not on anybody's side. Mm. I'm going to absent myself until I'm made to go see a movie. And then I will go see it, but I will not engage in any of this nonsense.
Yeah. Well, keep in mind the first thing coming out is an HBO Max series, so you won't be watching that.
No,
because that's Creature Commandos.
No.
Do I want to see that?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
So that's I don't understand.
That's the first. I mean, that's the first thing that's coming out. The first movie is Superman Legacy, but I think Creature Commandos is before that, and there might have been something else, or maybe the second season of Peacemaker.
So is Legacy like a Superboy movie?
I'm not sure. It's not supposed to be an origin story, but it's supposed to be like a younger Clark Kent. So, I like maybe in the early days of going to Metropolis. I don't remember exactly what it is, but it's not supposed to be an origin. It's supposed to be sort of a younger Superman,
somewhere in between.
Yeah,
that's usually where your legacy is developed.
Yeah,
or maybe it's the legacy that spurs him on.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I already told you what they need to do for that film.
When his dad gets trapped in the tornado?
That James Gunn could win back everyone that he's lost.
What's that?
Well, because the big thing is, like, everyone's upset because they're going younger, which means they're not having Henry Cavill in the role.
Right.
But what you do is you do the entire film with the young guy, and then you do the post-credit scenes that time jumps, and it's Henry Cavill. Yeah. Which, by the way, the actor that they've cast for the young Superman
it looks
is a dead ringer for Henry Cavill.
So let me ask you a question. Here's a better one. When they jump forward, it's
George
a
Clooney?
CGI version of George Reeves.
Oh, no.
Come on.
No.
And then the entire universe just leans into CGI, like poorly done CGI and time globes.
They already did that with Flash.
That's my point. Like, Flash is... He loved Flash, right? Gunn hates the Dark Knight stuff done by Nolan, but thought Flash was the greatest superhero movie
he said something
ever
to that
made,
effect.
Correct?
Yes, he did. Okay. He did say something to that effect. Yeah. I'm assuming he just had to say that. But yeah, Flash is... Oh, God, it's such...
Not a good movie.
Not a good movie at all.
Nope.
Speaking of good movies, though.
Yes.
Do you want to go through the other titles for the upcoming season of What If and see how you're feeling about them?
Sure. I am totally in on the musical WandaVision.
Okay. What if Gamora killed Thanos?
Nah, no interest.
Okay. That's the one from season 1 that then got bumped to season 2.
Okay.
What if Captain Carter finds the Hydra Stomper? Continue from season 1.
Don't know what the Hydra Stomper is.
That's
and remember her story.
That's the big robot that Steve Rogers is using in her alternate universe.
So what if she finds it?
Yeah, because remember it got sucked into a portal, I think.
Okay, so what if she finds it?
Yes.
So then she has the Stomper, and she goes and stomps people?
Well, no, she doesn't use the Stomper. Steve Rogers uses the Stomper.
So she's finding Steve Rogers and the Stomper?
Apparently.
I thought you just said the Stomper.
Well, the title is just called Stomper. Yeah. What if Captain Carter finds Hydra Stomper?
Oh, so you think it still has Steve in it?
Possibly.
I would assume it was just the machine, which seems really boring. She gets in a machine and she stomps people? No, thank you.
Okay.
Nope.
So I'm going to apologize in advance because I am probably not pronouncing this right.
Okay.
What if the Tesseract landed in the Haudenosaunee Confederacy before the colonization of America? Introducing a new character called Kahori. I'm guessing might be like a Native American.
Yeah, so not Thunderbird?
No.
I'm intrigued to see what they do with native culture.
I'm
not confident that it's going to be good.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
But that one I will watch to talk about.
That's got potential.
Yeah.
What if Hank Pym and Janet Van Dyne fought the Red Guardian during 1980s?
Oh my God.
What if they ran out of ideas for What If?
Yeah, just wait for it.
No, there's worse than that.
Possibly. We'll see. I'm getting your opinion on these. What if Yondu delivered Star-Lord to Ego?
Yeah.
Pretty sure Ego eats him.
Yeah.
It's like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. What if Happy Hogan saved Christmas?
No.
In parentheses, Iron Man 3.
I do love Iron Man 3.
It's a Christmas episode.
I'm interested in that one.
Yeah. What if Wanda had grown up watching musicals instead of sitcoms?
Yes, 100%.
Okay. I know you're going to love this one.
Mm-hmm.
What if Odin and Hela had faced Wenwu? That'd be the father of Shang-Chi.
I'm glad that you're explaining.
I figured
I do not. Yeah,
that sounds like
no interest.
Okay. And finally, here's one that I think
is this the season finale?
I guess.
Is this what it builds to?
What if the Avengers had fought Surtur from Thor Ragnarok?
Yeah. What if they had?
The Avengers had fought Surtur. Yes.
That doesn't seem like an interesting question.
Oh, it's a huge question.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay. So it sounds like it's about 50-50 for me.
Okay.
Like the WandaVision? For sure.
That one, that could be fun.
We'll see. New Native American hero?
Could be interesting.
Well, I'm not saying anything are going to be good.
Yeah.
God knows, given what they did in season 1, I'm not expecting good anywhere.
Yeah.
But those two sound interesting.
Yeah, those are the two that kind of... And then maybe the Iron Man 3 one.
Oh, yeah, but I have a very soft spot in my heart for Iron Man 3. Do love that movie.
Yeah. And I did really like the first Captain Carter episode was one of the better ones from season 1.
It was.
So maybe the second one will be.
But the Stomper? It just seems like they could have asked a more interesting question. Unless Steve's in it, then maybe.
I mean, obviously that's the whole thing. Is that what if she finds the Hydra Stomper, and more importantly, what happens to Steve Rogers?
That's the mystery.
Yeah,
that's supposed to intrigue me.
Possibly.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
There you go.
Maybe. I'd say 50-50.
Okay.
Not looking forward to it.
Okay. Comes out Christmas Day. Merry Christmas.
So that's what you're going to do on Christmas Day?
Depends where I am on Christmas.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I mean, last Christmas, I managed to get Valerie to watch pretty much all of Hawkeye and most of the MCU while I was there.
Yeah. So maybe there's a shot.
Yeah.
This will be quick, too. Doesn't sound like a lot of episodes. They're all, 25, 30 minutes?
It's not. Yeah, so it's like 4.5 hours.
Yeah. Knock that out in a day.
Possibly.
Yeah. The 2 that I'm going to watch will knock out even quicker.
Yeah, you'll knock out that's an hour.
Yep.
Let's see.
What else do you have?
Ooh, I've got all kinds of nostalgia stuff.
Oh, okay.
All kinds of pop culture anniversaries in 2023.
All right.
Included. So these are all things that are turning 40.
40 years old.
So these are all things that came out in 1983.
1983.
Yes. Michael Jackson's Thriller video.
I don't have a lot of nostalgia for that.
Okay. I remember getting up in the morning to watch it.
What do you mean?
When it premiered.
Did it premiered in the morning?
Yeah.
Did MTV have no sense of how to premiere?
I think they were showing it like on a constant, or like at the top of every hour for the entire day.
So how many Michael Jackson videos were we in by the time he made Thriller?
We were at least 1, 2. We might have been 5 in.
Okay, so he had definitely established himself as the king of MTV.
Yeah, well, because do you want to know how I know that?
How do you know that?
Because on the Billboard Hot 100 of 1983, he had 5 songs. And Thriller, I don't think, was one of them. Thriller came out towards the end of 83.
Yeah.
So he would have been but again, we would have had Billie Jean, we would have had Beat It.
Right.
I'm not sure, the other ones, I don't know if they had videos so much.
Okay.
Like Thriller might have been the third one that was like an act, because I don't think The Girl Is Mine with Paul McCartney, I don't remember if that had a video. If it did, it was probably them just singing with each other.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been.
Stuff like so. Yeah, so I don't know.
Interesting. So I don't know how I'm supposed to react, but I don't know. It doesn't really move me.
Okay.
I do remember that Thriller was going to show us the way in which you could blow the doors off a video, and it was going to become a real art form.
It was. Yeah. Thriller was art.
I'm not sure that we ever really achieved the art.
CDs are 40 years old.
Okay.
That was a big transition.
What was your
when
first
you were
CD?
A kid? I don't remember. Remember my brother brought home Motorhead.
Okay.
He moved to CDs before I did.
Yeah, I didn't get CDs until later, because I think my first one I bought was Counting Crows.
Well, it was hard, right? Because you had tapes or albums.
Well, I didn't actually have a CD player until...
Right. And you didn't have a CD player, and then once you bought a CD player, you kind of felt like all the stuff that you had was going to be outdated.
Yeah.
I really don't know what my first CD was.
Yeah. Now here's one I know you're very excited about.
Okay.
It's the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi.
Okay.
And thus the Ewoks.
Oh,
who are, of course, your favorite.
So you made me excited, and then you punctured that excitement balloon.
Mm-hmm. I know.
Yeah.
40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi. Which I distinctly remember seeing Return of the Jedi in the theater. I know I didn't see the first Star Wars in theaters. I think I saw Empire Strikes Back in the theaters, but I don't actually remember if I did.
Gosh, I don't.
I remember we were in California one time, and Julie actually went with some cousins, I think, to go see Empire Strikes Back. For some reason, I wasn't allowed to go.
Really? I mean, your mom would have you watch Nightmare on Elm Street, but she found The Empire Strikes Back
I think it was more they were going to a late evening show.
It was your bedtime.
Yeah, it was past my time. I mean, I would have been 10 at that point, so.
Yeah. I guess I must have seen them in the theater, but I don't have the same Star Wars... I don't have the same level of Star Wars nostalgia as most people do.
Oh, that surprises me.
Yeah, so I don't remember these things. Yeah.
All right. 40th anniversary of course, that 80s classic, The Day After.
Now that one really resonates with me, not in a positive way.
Yeah.
But anybody who did you watch that film at 10 years old?
I remember it being on TV and it being a big event. I don't think I ever watched it.
Yeah, good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Vicky's Catholic school herded them all down to the
the
gymnasium.
Yeah, no,
sat them down in front of a TV.
Yeah, I remember it being on TV and being a big event. I don't recall being subjected to it in school.
It was a huge event. I did not. I watched it at home.
Yeah,
Vicky had it forced upon her at school. it's still a very visceral film for me to rewatch. Like I taught it in Elder Hostel and
I remember you taught it at some point. Yeah.
Like watching certain scenes really takes me back to my childhood.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, happy nostalgia.
Yep. Oh, just wait for it.
So it was The Empire Strikes Back and The Day After.
No, Return of the Jedi.
Return of the Jedi and The Day After.
Yep. Chicken McNuggets.
They've only been around for 40 years.
Yeah, they came out in the 80s.
Doesn't it feel like they've been here forever, though?
Kind of, but I remember when those things debuted. Oh, that's all I would get when we went to McDonald's.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I was always a Big Mac guy, so I think I didn't notice when the nuggets arrived.
Oh, because... yeah. No, I love the nuggets.
So you would give up a Big Mac?
Yeah,
just
I'm a quarter pounder with cheese guy, not a Big Mac guy. Yeah, quarter pounder with cheese.
What's you don't like the Big Mac, or you just find the quarter pounder with cheese?
There was something about the Big Mac. I don't remember. Maybe it was the special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun that I didn't care for.
So pretty much everything.
And that's the song.
I know, but you said cheese.
Thank you for getting that.
No, I got it. But cheese?
No, I don't. Yeah, there's something about the Big Mac. I don't know if it was the special sauce or something about the Big Mac that just kind of weirded me out. I like the
special sauce is what made it work.
Quarter pounder with cheese.
For me, it was the extra piece of bread. Didn't need it. Didn't need that bread in there.
Interesting. Yeah.
It felt too bready.
But there was that bread was so their buns were.
They didn't have a lot of heft, but it just felt too bready.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
First mobile phone came out in '83.
Well,
probably one of those big honking boxy things.
Yeah.
Now here's one that I know.
Better place.
I know you are going to love and appreciate.
All right, it would be nice to get to one.
Nerds Candy.
Ah,
because he loves the nerds.
I can't believe they've only been around 40 years.
40 years.
I do love nerds. For a while, they made nerds.
I'm pretty
cereal.
sure some of the ones you buy on the shelf these days were around in 1983.
The beauty of nerds?
Yeah,
makes no difference.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, you can't buy locally anymore. Juji fruit.
We've had this conversation.
There's been a run on Juji fruit.
Has there been a run?
And you can't find... We've really struggled. Vicky finally found some, so she bought 4 boxes.
What's your favorite one?
Yellow.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Least favorite, probably orange.
Okay.
I like black more than most people.
Yeah.
Like the black are higher than you would think.
Yeah.
And then, like black and red together, because the red have like a little black...
With a little bit of the anise in it a little bit?
Yeah,
I like it.
No, I don't like it. I don't like the anise.
The anise, I like the smell of them, though, too.
Man, I could eat Juji
I can't
fruit.
have a lot of them because then the flavor, like, you're eating.
No, it's true, but the thing is, once I eat 2 or 3, I'm going to eat the whole box if I'm not, like, really careful. Because, so Juji fruit, impossible. You know what would be a good combo?
Mike and Ike's.
Oh, yeah. Or the hot tamales.
I've never had those.
No?
Never had those.
I love like a spicy candy, but I think we've drifted off of Patrick's.
I just let you see how long this is going to go.
Yeah.
That was impressive.
We love candies.
Yeah.
But you don't like nerds?
Nerds rope.
Nerds.
I'll do.
Yeah.
Just regular nerds. I'm like, what am I chewing on?
What about a Nerds Blizzard?
What?
Have you never had a Nerds Blizzard?
I will never have a Nerds
Blizzard. Oh, you
Blizzard.
should. It is so much better than you imagine. So you've never been to Sonic and gotten the nerds mixed into the
That's
slushy?
not an option at Dairy Queen?
What?
I guess doesn't Dairy Queen do the Blizzard?
Yeah, that's where I used to get my Blizzards.
You
my
said
nerd
Sonic.
Blizzards. Oh, I was moving on to the Sonic does a slush with nerds.
I was totally confused.
Mixed into it, which sounds really stupid, and it's so good.
Yep.
I mean,
but if you go to the Wilkes-Barre...
With a slushy, that sounds good.
Yeah. The Wilkes-Barre Sonic, it will take you 45 minutes to get a slushy. Mm-hmm. They are terrible.
Yeah.
The other thing, real quick, I wanted to get your live reaction to this. So I was at my cousin's house in New York, and I went up into one of the rooms to put some stuff away, and I found this on the dresser, and I want to get your live reaction to it.
Oh, okay. I guess I'll just sit here.
And he actively just made it?
It's a light bright.
It was a light bright that I found. I was like, there is no chance that he has a light bright. I'm taking a photo of this immediately.
No,
I'm bringing it
they
in.
still sell them, you know.
They do. I was very upset last Christmas because I had already gotten Alan his gift, and then I'm at Target and they had like a mini light bright. I'm like, oh,
no, don't need it.
I know. Well, it's not that you. Yeah.
No, I know. It was more a gift about you than me.
No, it's about your love of light brights.
As soon as I saw it, my jaw dropped. I audibly gasped, and I was like, I have to take a photo of this right now.
In the 21st century, people are still using it. Boy, Toy Hall of Fame should be coming soon.
Yeah, nominations closed, I think, at the end of July, so we should be getting the nominees.
Excellent. There's a show to come.
Yep. So do we want more stuff that came out in 83, or do we want to talk about the Billboard Hot 100 of 83?
Those all seem like things that came out in 1983 to me, so go for it.
They do. Okay, so what artist has 2 songs in the Billboard Top 10 for 1983?
Michael Jackson.
That is correct.
Well, you kind of gave me
that was
a
easy.
little bit earlier. So,
what movie has 2 songs in the Billboard Top 10 for 1983?
Oh, I think I like
Back to the Future.
No, because that's like 84, 85.
Flashdance.
I didn't think you were going to get it.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it's Flashdance.
What a feeling.
And
what was the other one?
Maniac.
Oh, she's a maniac.
Flashdance was number 3. Maniac was number 9.
Maniac for something.
On the floor.
There you go.
Okay. Do you know what the number 1 song for 1983 was?
I'm going to guess Michael Jackson.
No.
Not Michael Jackson.
Billie Jean is number 2.
Oh.
Hall & Oates didn't nudge him out, did they?
No, they're number 7 with Maneater.
Okay. Maneater was 83.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. So who beat Michael Jackson? Madonna?
No, she's not anywhere in the top 10.
She come later?
I think she does come later.
Okay.
Or she might have just been... She might have had, like, Holiday or something out in 83.
Was it Gloria?
No.
I don't know. Is it something I should know?
Yeah.
It's not a rock act, though.
For the 80s, they might be considered close. Well,
the Cars?
No, it's not the Cars.
Rock act that would be considered a rock act then.
In the they're not really rock, but they're they're not
Duran
pure
Duran.
No, Duran Duran is not in the top 10.
All right, I don't know.
Every Breath You Take by the Police.
Oh, the Police. Yeah, I would not have gotten to the Police, but I should have.
Yeah. So Every Breath You Take is number 1. Billie Jean's number 2. Flashdance What a Feeling number 3. Down Under by Men at Work is number 4. Number 5 is Beat It. 6, a song near and dear to my heart, Total Eclipse of the Heart by Bonnie Tyler.
That is a great
song. I love that song so much.
It's so meatloafy is the best
part.
It is.
Well, it's a Jim Steinman,
yeah. It's such a great song.
Number 7 is Maneater by Hall & Oates.
I'll still listen to that on Spotify every once in a while. Total Eclipse of the Heart.
Every time it pops up on the 80 station, I'm like, oh, it's going to be a good day.
That song bops.
Number 8 is Baby Come to Me by Patty Austin and James Ingram.
Oh, yeah, I'd forgotten about that one.
Yeah. Number 9 is Maniac.
Okay.
And number 10 is Sweet Dreams by the Eurythmics.
I would have guessed the Eurythmics would have been higher because it felt like in 1983 that song was.
It did, but it only made it to number 1 for 1 week, I think.
Really?
So it didn't rack up. I guess a long time at number 1
with the Michael Jackson and the Flashdance.
Because actually, I think this week is 40 years ago. Sweet Dreams was the number 1 song.
Okay. A much covered song since then.
Yeah. So Michael Jackson obviously had the most songs in the Hot 100 with 5. Who had the second most?
Hall & Oates.
They are one of the 5 that had the second most with 3.
Okay.
Hall & Oates had 3.
No, Men at Work definitely didn't.
You would be incorrect because they did.
They did?
Yes. They had 3.
What else did they do besides?
They had Down Under.
Right.
I don't remember what the other ones were. It might have been Who Can It Be Now, that might have been a little bit earlier.
Oh, Who Can It Be Now?
Possibly Overkill.
I don't know that one.
The minute where their first album was huge.
Now, Overkill, the band, I know.
But yeah, they had Men at Work, Hall & Oates. You might be able to get 2 of the remaining 3. You're not going to get the third one.
ZZ Top.
No.
That was a pretty good guess.
That's not a terrible guess. They had a lot of songs off of the Eliminator album.
Yeah, like that. If that was an 83 album,
I don't know if it was 83.
They were early.
It's around there, though. You're right. Yeah.
We know it's not Madonna.
It's not Madonna.
It's not the Cars.
It's not the Cars.
We can't do like the Flashdance album.
Correct.
You're gonna have to help me.
Quiet
Riot.
No.
Rat.
No. None of them are rock.
Oh, of course
not even close.
Kenny. Oh, was it Kenny Rogers?
No.
That's a good guess.
It wasn't a bad guess. No. So Culture Club.
Oh, damn it! Yeah, I should have gotten Culture Club.
Yeah. Lionel Richie.
Oh. Duh.
And here's the one that I don't think you would have ever guessed in your life. Yeah. Laura Branigan had 3 songs at the top.
I just guessed Laura Branigan a moment ago. I said Gloria. That's one of her top.
Oh, that is.
Yeah,
that is.
I didn't. I didn't right?
Yeah, that is one.
Yeah, when I said Gloria, I was talking.
Oh yeah, I
Laura
totally missed
Branigan.
that.
Yeah, she had 2 others.
I don't even. Yeah, I know. I can't remember what they are. But I was like,
first concert I ever saw.
She was huge.
Laura Branigan.
Yeah.
Her and a piano up on the stage.
Yeah.
Just waiting for Gloria to get played, and everybody's like, "We're done." Thank you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like the other 2 songs, I'm like, I don't even remember those songs.
Better save Gloria for last, because once
Gloria's played,
everybody's done.
No one else needs that unless there's like an encore.
There's nothing worse than going to a concert.
It's like Tony Basil with Mickey.
Right. Yeah. I'm going to start with Mickey.
Yeah. You better go. If you're going to start with Mickey, it better be the Spanish version, and then you better end with the English version.
Yeah.
Like that's the only way Mickey works at the top of the show.
Nobody is staying through that concert. Yeah.
This surprised me. Among the things that came out in '83, Axe body spray.
That's from '83.
That's from '83.
Because when I think Axe, I think '90s.
I do too. I think '90s, 2000. Yeah, no, it came out in '83.
Really? They must have rebranded in the '90s.
Yeah,
in some really noticeable way.
Yeah.
Interesting. Never used Axe body spray.
Yeah, no. Hot Pockets?
Not you either.
No.
I used to love a Hot Pocket. You could slide it in that little...
Did I already say Fruit Roll-Ups?
No.
Okay, Fruit Roll-Ups.
Slide it in that little gray sleeve and you could microwave it? Yeah.
Yep. Cabbage Patch Kids?
Don't care.
80s. Oh my god.
Such a good time. Yeah. Care Bears?
80s were the worst.
What?
You take that
as
back
a decade
right now.
Ugh, plastic and empty.
Care Bears were
the Care Bears
fantastic.
Might be fantastic, but the
Care Bear
decade
stare.
was terrible. The what?
The Care Bear stare.
Care Bear stare?
In the Care Bear cartoon, that was how they would always defeat their enemies, is they would all stand together and do the Care Bear stare, which involved energy launching out of like their little chest emblem. I don't know why it was called a stare.
We don't know why, because other times they had the parody of the Care Bear stare, where if one of the characters was angry at another one, they would just look at them, and that was it. Like, and then they would stop.
Now, maybe I just didn't watch enough Care Bears.
I did watch. I did watch the Care Bear specials for some reason.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why.
So
I liked a good special. Like the G.I. Joe specials were always good. The Transformers specials.
I didn't watch any of those.
Really? Oh, those are the best. Those are the best part. The 5-part Serpentor series in G.I. Joe. That was quality stuff.
Where did you even consume this?
On TV.
Huh.
G.I. Joe was on at, I think Thundercats was at 4. G.I. Joe was 4:30, something like that.
In the afternoon?
Yeah, after I got home from school and had my homework done.
I was usually watching Charlie's Angels.
Because that's when, later on that was when, like, Animaniacs and Batman the Animated Series was on.
Yeah.
Actually, I think it might be the 30th anniversary.
Oh, wow.
Oh, and of course,
yes.
I didn't have it in my notes, but you of course know what 2023 is the 60th anniversary of.
1963?
Yes.
Do you need more?
Yes, I was looking for something a little bit more.
1963. Mm-hmm.
Specifically, September 1963.
September 1963.
Two things, actually.
Does that have to do with Cuba?
No.
Does it have...
Would I really ask a question about Cuba?
Well, 1963, yeah.
And you call yourself a fan?
Of Dr. Strangelove?
No.
I don't know. What's September 1963? You gotta tell me.
Mm-hmm. 2 Marvel comics came out that year, and this month. One of which you claim to be a fan of, and one of which I am definitely a fan of.
So the Avengers.
Yes.
The X-Men.
Yes.
1963.
It's the 60th anniversary of Avengers and X-Men this month.
I feel like, I'm still having trouble getting into the X-Men today.
Really? Oh, yeah.
I don't find the stories that compelling at this point.
Yeah, it's a bit. The Krakoa era has not really.
The introduction of the Krakoa era.
Well, that's the problem. I think if Hickman
good.
had stuck around and finished it, but now that Hickman left, and basically the X Office has been like, oh, we want to keep this going for longer.
Yeah. No.
Feels and then I'm kind of mixed on the whole current like post Hellfire Gala.
Yeah.
Stuff.
The idea that the two series that kind of opened it,
House of X and Powers of 10.
Yeah. Where I thought really
they were
some of the best comic books I've read in the last 10 years. Mm-hmm. But almost everything that's followed has been.
Yeah, it's not been great.
So it's time to end Krakoa as an era.
Well, it's going to be
something
it
new,
looks like it's going to be ending sometime next year.
Yeah.
Cuz they've already announced cuz Tom Brevoort, who's been executive editor at Marvel and has basically been in charge of the Avengers line forever.
Right.
And who I think in the past may have said something to the effect of he doesn't really like X-Men or something like that.
No, he's going to get fired.
He's now taking over X-Men sometime in 2024 after Krakoa has kind of run its course.
How old is he now, though?
I don't know. He's been around a long. He's been there a long time.
It's either a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah. So
it's time to end it. For sure. So speaking of time to end things,
is it time to end this?
Yeah. Zach just shot me a look, and he is correct.
Okay.
Sadly.
All right. So that was our Pop Culture Potpourri Grab Bag Roundup.
All wrapped in together. Beep, beep, boo-doo, boo.
That's Trailer Park.